evening, one and all. It is my privilege to welcome you all for this webinar titled The Art of Spoken English. I welcome our beloved chief guest, Mr. Maria Viswasam, who is here with us to enlighten us. Let us invoke the presence of Almighty and begin the session. Let us all get ready to plunge into the language. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, thank you for this, organized this event. I thank everyone, for present here. I'm really happy. Okay, I'm really happy that the coordinator of Udaniru. It's a nice word in Tamil. That's the word in Tamil. It's like being with me, like that. Being with me. Mrs. Steffi. Okay, I mean, it's known as Barbara. Her name is Barbara, but popularly known as Steffi. That's what she told me. Has organized this great event today. Okay, and what's more surprising is that I have never addressed to such a big gathering. I think it's, people in the WhatsApp group, I find, to be exact, 174, something like that. Okay? So I'm also happy here, some of my students, friends, and relatives, and some of my young co-authors. Okay, I want to mention some of the names, but I have no time. Okay, so I thank them and Pat or Kim for being with me. That's exactly the name of our YouTube channel, Udaniru. Okay, I think how long they took this, how long they took to find this word, Udaniru. Okay, something wonderful. Okay, congratulations to the coordinator. So this event is a blessing in disguise. Okay, for me, okay, please. Because I believe something incredible has happened. I thank the coordinator once again, Mrs. Barbara and her team, as a team of people, okay, around, for organizing this, great event, via Udaniru. Perhaps I believe I'm the right person to talk about the subject, the art of spoken English. I'll tell you why I'm the right person. Okay. When I say I'm the right person, it doesn't mean my academic qualification. Okay, personal, or that I have earned a diploma in business English, of course, with a distinction from Manchester, UK. But above all this, okay, it's my failures that kept me moving towards, okay, the goal I wanted to achieve in life. Okay, you may say that, or my dream, or whatever you call it. So without giving myself much into despair, that's what I want to underline, okay, basically. So I'm a person who can be easily discouraged. That was one, okay. But I'm a person now, who won't be that easily discouraged. Somewhat maybe, okay, something like that. So perhaps coming to the subject, okay, the art of spoken English, I would like to insist on only one thing. Okay, you say the art of spoken English, and many people say what exactly means and so on. Okay, of course, it means it's very clear. So speaking is an art. Okay, not everybody would like to listen to. There are some people who are attractive with their languages. Okay, not the languages should be very flowering or beautiful, not necessarily, but the ways to speak. They say in English, the right word in the right order. That's what they say. The right word in the right order. Okay. As I said, okay, it's my failures. Okay, they say failures are the stepping stone to success, and some of them were quite young here. Okay, they're quite young people and who have high aspirations in life. Okay, and I'm happy to find these aspirations from young people. Some are very highly motivated. So the art of spoken English, as I said, I would like to insist on only one thing. As I said, a good dictionary has been a good companion throughout my journey. That's what I wanted to say. A good standard dictionary, that's very important, okay, to have. So, I'm sorry. Um, um, so, owning a dictionary of your choice. That's what I mean. I'll tell you what kind of dictionary, but owning a dictionary of your choice is the first step to learning the simple and easy language. Easy language. I said easy language because many say that it's perhaps a hard, so English is hard to learn. And that's what the attitude many of people have. It's not English in itself is hard to learn. The approach is wrong, maybe. The perspective is wrong. That's what I would say as a tutor, in my experience. I have been teaching English for about nearly three decades. I started my career as a phonetics teacher in a Catholic seminary in Coimbatore in the year 1985. Of course, I was given that chance to teach. And, you know, I said I'm the right person here to talk about the subject. It's because my poor mark in English in my SSLC in the year 1977. Okay. When you say 1977, SSLC means those days, it was considered as 11th standard, not as 10th standard as it is today. Okay. So I got just 32 marks in English. Fortunately, the government GO made me eligible for my higher studies. That means the government declared that those who have got 30 and above could be promoted to higher studies. So in that way, it was a kind of grace period, grace. I mean, government has given that concession because the government wanted to switch on to +1 and +2 system. So that's how I was, but I have my own reasons for getting low marks. Not that I was a slow learner. I was a bright boy, by left to myself those days. But my family situation was such that I couldn't get more marks. So perhaps if you are really interested, so my book, Mamaya has been published, okay, by a Pukopedia Publishers, and I think it has come to both in Amazon. The book is available both in Amazon and Flipkart. So maybe it's a story of a youth called Pondan. I mean, in Tamil named Pondan. So you can read how he finds, the whole journey was how it was difficult and how he learned this language. I have expressed in the story. Of course, I think you would love reading it. Okay, yeah. If you have time to buy the book, or if you want, if you're a good reader. Okay, fine. I want to be grateful to people who are responsible for learning this language. I got this opportunity to learn this language in the year 1979 in an ashram in Trichy. Okay, first time. So I was taught English. They call it. They would call that English coaching. A period of 1 year. Of course, in an ashram setup. That means you have your own timetable, etc., etc. So, as I said, we must learn to make use of a good or standard dictionary. The two dictionaries recommended in my UK diploma course are the Longman Dictionary and of Contemporary English. The other one is the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary by A. Hornby. So these are the dictionary. Of course, there are many dictionaries available in the market, but buy the best one. So if you have the right dictionary with phonetics and so on, you will be able to learn better. I think one dictionary, I almost read that dictionary and at least I tore every pages almost. It was in the year 1986. And that dictionary was got by my senior before he went to USA. He said, let me learn some English through your Torn dictionary, something like that. He was my senior in the college. So in my view, this aspect of spoken English does not seem to have been much stressed in our school curriculum. That's what I wanted to say. Let me be clear. We have not given enough importance, in our school syllabus or curriculum. Although I don't say phonetics, the art of the speaking or phonetics is not in the book. It is there, but it's not given due importance. People that even English medium school, they only mean money. Okay, not many schools. At least I say maybe 90% of the school. I'm not talking about city schools, cities in Chennai or Coimbatore or like that, where no multilinguistic groups are there. Okay, that's a chance. But I have no, sir, I have taught many students in my career, as a tutor. Even they study after from LKG to 12th standard English medium, but I have to teach everything from the starting from the parts of speech, which is very basic to learning English. Parts of speech, and that we will discuss also. Next one. So you will come to learn many basic things from a dictionary. When I say dictionary, don't say, I'm not saying dictionary, which is locally available. Locally available in the sense, there are so many dictionaries in the market. But go for a standard one. That's not my advice. I'm not going to mention the name of the dictionary, that you do not buy this kind of dictionary. I'm not going to mention the name. So that will damage the reputation of the publisher. Okay? I'm afraid. Okay? So basically, what do you actually learn in the dictionary? Number one, learning the parts of speech. In fact, I must tell you, I did my course in UK. It's called Diploma in Business English, DBE. Okay. The first thing, they gave you one small notebook, just consisting of just 12 pages, which said how to study. That was the first thing they said. It was wonderful. Still, I have with me. How to study, how to make a schedule, and so on. It was really wonderful. Because that course was not meant for improving your spoken English, but course is meant for a managerial course. If I go abroad, for example, Singapore or Malaysia or any country, English-speaking country, so there I will be appointed as a kind of secretary. But I didn't try that, okay, because I'm happy that my choice was to be with the children from KG to primary school onwards. So I did well also in that, okay, and I loved being with the kids. Yes, fine. Other than learning the right meaning of a word according to the context, that's very important. That's what we'll be talking about. Because there is no one meaning. There is no one meaning in the dictionary. When I say well, people think W-E-L-L, well, people say that it is Kinaru in Tamil. Okay? Well. Okay? But there are so many meanings. If it is an adverb, the meaning differs. If it is a verb, the meaning differs. So in that angle, you have to teach the parts of speech. But our teaching is more exam-oriented rather than practical-oriented. So I may blame, but that is the system. So there's a flaw in the system. Very educational system. Because those days, before learning English, they used to teach a subject called analysis, it seems, which I have written even in the Indian Express, as early as 2003. Okay, about about English. Okay, I think even this has been published again in one of the magazines in Delhi. Okay, yeah. Next, third one, learning the right way to spell and pronounce a word. So English spelling is sometimes very awful. You write a spelling like bear, for example. B-E-A-R also bear. B-A-R-E also bear. So maybe the words are different, but pronunciation is same. Like that in English, there are so many words. That's why I used to tell why people find English as a nuisance means it's because of its nuances. There's a nuances is different from nuisance. Nuisance means, it's a kind of trouble. The nuances means that very, minute details are there, small, minute details. In the present tense, you say, I read a book, whereas in the past tense, for the same spellings, you say, I read a book. That's exactly, you don't speak as you write, or you don't write as you speak. Our speaking and writing is different. But whereas our mother tongue Tamil in the vernacular, our language is a phonetic language. You can't write padam means you say pa-da-im padam. Sometimes as a English teacher, I have to correct our Tamil also. Sometimes the students, after +2 they come to me, but their Tamil also sometimes very awful. I have to correct even Tamil also. Okay, sometimes. Okay, it happens. So happens. So there's a flaw in the system. That's what I want to say. Okay. So you have to reschedule everything, or revamp things. Revamping, they call it. So you may ask me a question. Okay. Now the basic question is why we should be learning this part of speech? this called this grammatical the grammatical aspects called parts of speech. இப்போ நீங்க என்ன பண்ணணும், வெறும் ஃபனட்டிக்ஸ் கத்துக்கும் போது பார்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்பீச் அவசியம் கத்துக்கணும். Are there any people here who do not know Tamil? Steffi, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, sir. They all know Tamil, sir. They all know Tamil.
They all know. Everyone know Tamil, no? Yeah, I can speak in Tamil also. Can you speak little Tamil also? No problem. Yeah. Yeah. Right. For example, the parts of speech, you know, the 8 parts of speech, and some grammarians say there are 9 parts of it. Don't worry about it, you know. But I even say you leave alone the interjection. Just say of the 7 parts of speech. When I ask which is the most important part of speech, nobody is able to answer sometimes. Okay, so that's why I said the school curriculum, they haven't emphasized so much. Okay, yeah. For example, there is a word. For example, no parts of speech. For example, we take the word conduct. Conduct. So when you say conduct, if it is a verb, you call it conduct. So the same word is if it is a noun, you say conduct. There are so many words like that. You say he lives in London. It's a live program. L-I-V-E, one thing you say live. So in another place you call it live. That is exactly nuances of English. And people are not able to understand why it is like that. You can make a joke out of it, like a farmer comedian, Vivek, or the present comedian, or what you will. So what do you mean? Read. Everybody says read. You only say read. Same spelling, but why you pronounce differently? And that's what's given in the dictionary. That's exactly what's given in the standard dictionary, as called Oxford. Nearly, I have 10 different kinds of dictionary in my table, on my table. Okay. Basically, I am not it's called English literature student. Okay, but I had the opportunity of studying philosophy. You know, then afterwards I took my social sciences in Madurai Kamaraj University. It is my love for this language, you know, that took me to do what I called a distance education course in Manchester. It is called a kind of business training of college. It's not any university, but it was very useful because the course was mainly meant for second language learners. And our texts are not even if you go through all these primary and upper primary school English books, sometimes it is the words are, what's called, too complex. It's not, the words should be very simple. You know, actually, it should be written in simple language. Sometimes I find it seems to be very complex also. So this is my kind of, my opinion. Okay, it's my opinion. You can take it either in the positive sense or negative sense, but this is my opinion because I've been in the school curriculum for about nearly 3 decades. Yeah. The same thing, advice. For example, when you say advice, verb means advice. Advice. If it is noun, advice. If it is a verb, advise. You have to use Z sound. Advise. So advise me. So these are the things I said. Small things are there. This has to be corrected so that our language becomes more refined. Yeah. Sometimes I've been translated to some foreign groups like USA, California, and sometimes they say, "Oh, your English is good, wonderful." So when I get that kind of appreciation, I'm really happy because they judge me better. The native speaker judge me better. Okay. But say they sometimes sometime back, one girl, I couldn't understand anything of what he spoke, even ABCD of what he wanted to try to tell me. So when I asked her, she said, yeah, in our place people speak like that only. So later only, while doing this course, Diploma in Business English, I came to know that even England, even people living in one part cannot understand people living in the other part. They find it difficult to understand them. This is because of the pronunciation. So, now let me elaborately explain the importance of learning the basic individual sounds. Okay, there are 19 vowel sounds. Okay, if you look at the dictionary, now I think I have already shared in the group also. இப்போ நீங்க டிக்ஷனரியில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கொஞ்சம் there is variations இருக்கும் the vowel soundsல. பட் எனக்கு ஒரு ஸ்டாண்டர்டைசேஷனுக்காக நான் உங்களுக்கு கொடுத்துருக்கேன். ஏன்னா யூகேல பண்ண நோட்ஸ் அப்படியே இருக்குது. So I have given that. Okay. So and the 24 consonant sounds. Okay. Not 19 vowel sounds and 24 consonant sounds. So there might be some variations, as I said, in number. So in my UK diploma in business English, they have given only 19 vowel sounds for the purpose of consistency and the standardization. I'm not saying that that is wrong. This is the purpose of consistency, something like that. In the study materials given to me in the art of spoken English, we have 21 units exclusively meant for acquiring the skills of speaking. This is the art of spoken English, 21 units that is being screened on. It is screened, being screened. You can see on the screen. This is exactly it's about. You can show once again also. That's it on the screen. Conversation model. Yeah. So it's displayed on the screen. You can being displayed on the screen. You can see that. So you can also read. If anyone, you just read that. Somebody can. It's called role play. Role play means one has to repeat the other person. One maybe a male voice or female voice. So you have to repeat it. So is that possible that somebody can read that? Somebody can read what is given that.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry, sir. They cannot read because they are attending it in the YouTube. So we only three are here.
Okay. Fine. It's okay. We have 21 units exclusively meant for acquiring the skills of speaking and listening. As I said, a good speaker, a good listener becomes a good speaker. Okay, and each unit will have a conversation with a recorded voice of both genders. The audio cassettes I received the year 2007 are still with me. Okay. Perhaps I'll share with you a printed conversation model. That's what has been shared just now. Okay. So another question you may raise is, why is it important to learn or teach phonetics? Okay. The right answer is, if you are as a teacher teaching the articles A and D, then the knowledge of phonetics is essential. You see, basically there are 5 vowels. You say letters, A, E, I, O, U, but there are only letters. They are not sounds. So again, this has been converted into 19 or 20 sounds, something like that. Sounds. So you say an umbrella, but you say a university. And sometimes some teachers are not able to explain why it is you say here an umbrella, but you say the same U is there, but you put a, not an. Why? Some teachers are not able to explain or answer it. The problem is you have to learn phonetics because there is a consonant sound. University, there is a consonant sound. A sound is consonant. So that's why the common word like S-O-U-R, many of them tend to pronounce as sour. It's not sour, actually it's sour. But even English medium students speak like that. Most of the English, at least in my area, I'm not talking about international schools or the schools in the Bangalore or, as I said, but there are most of the students, they pronounce it wrongly. The thing is, sometimes the English has been most neglected language also. Of course, it has been made into business, that is different. Because just to take 35 marks, pass marks, that is enough. I had an opportunity, to talk to a group of teachers organized by the local government of Tamil Nadu. It was a college, about 10th standard English teachers. They are teaching English to the students. And there I had a chance to speak to them. I was also one of the invitees. I told them a small story like, Adam and Eve, the story of Adam and Eve. And they were in the Garden of Eden. This Eve once asked, they're speechless, like, what do you say? What do you mean? Again, this fellow is asking, do you love me? So, what he said? Do you have any other choice? Do you have any other choice? That's a story, of course, somewhere I read in Reader Digest. I'm just telling this story, some of the teachers in the group just started laughing. That is how state of English today. Because teachers somehow, especially teachers in the government, have to somehow make the student get a pass, at least. That's the minimum of 35 marks. But for students, especially the students who cannot understand English or who find it very difficult about the very subject, okay? So for him, the 35 marks something is very big. So for both the teacher and the student, teacher and the task, for both of them, it's a problem. So we have no other choice except learning this language. So for me, according to as an educator, to introduce one more language. It can be any language. It can be national language. It can be a local language. Suppose many people get a better job in nearby states like Kerala and Karnataka, so they can take, for example, that language also. So I have no prejudice against any languages. I'm sorry, okay? No, because it's a national language, you can't learn Hindi. I won't say that as an educator, okay? Because I cannot say that also. Because every language is an asset. Any language that you learn is an asset. Okay. Sometimes I went to Delhi, but I stayed about sometime back in 10 years back. I stayed in about a week. I had some work in what is called NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling. The place where I stayed, I used to take a cup of tea. The water boy, small boy, he used to fool me. Arey, you don't know Hindi. He used to say in Hindi, but I cannot understand that. So afterwards, I told even my daughter, who is an IAS aspirant, learn Hindi also. Because learning a language is an asset always. Okay. So it's a problem. That's why I shared that story with you. Okay. I know what time. I'm also conscious of time. Okay. Yeah, 5:22. So now I'm going to just say something in brief. Okay. About the basic sounds. Maybe I'll be. You can share that PDF, Steffi. You may share that PDF in the group, WhatsApp group, or
Yes,
like
sir. I
vowel
have already
sounds.
shared, sir. Yeah, I
You
have
share in
already
the group.
shared
Yeah.
in the group, sir.
Okay, fine. So there are vowel sounds. There are called 19 sounds. Actually, I conduct courses for about a month to start phonetics. And the last year I started on September 5th. There was a greater response about around 20 staff, teachers mostly, and some of them with students. It was a good experience, teaching phonetics to them. And they all enjoyed learning, because the first time they have heard. Some of them are PG, postgraduates, and they say, we haven't learned this in our school. And even English students, it's hardly, I don't think it is emphasized much. And sometimes certain schools min money because their standard of spoken English is higher. So there's a heavy rush in that schools. So I know some of the schools in Kadalur district, people put the children there because of spoken English. Okay. So it's nothing. It's a kind of, as I said, your approach is wrong. So I have a book called Global Language, published by ECA Academy. Okay, it's a very small book and it's very easy to learn also. And also I have also shared, ma'am, what do you call it, Steffi, about a basic test. And if you are interested, you can take up and she will share also. She will tell you other things. The basic test to assess your knowledge, okay, the previous knowledge that you have acquired in English. Okay. This is about in the book, the small book I have published, that is displayed on the screen. So another thing, vowel sounds already shared in the group. So I'm just going to read, okay? Maybe you can observe, okay? You can observe. Yeah. Maybe I'll share. You haven't shared it. நான் ஷேர் பண்றேமா வாட்ஸ்அப் குரூப்பை ஷேர் பண்ணிடுவோம் ஐ வில் ஷேர் in the group also. No, I will share in the WhatsApp group. You haven't shared, I think. நான் ஷேர் பண்றேன். WhatsApp group la illa. I think I'll share it first. I shared in the WhatsApp group. If you want, you can go see that. For example, E sound, first one, there are 19 vowel sounds. I'm just going to read, okay? Of course, we have to work out within the time frame. E, for example, eat, week, sheep, read, she. E sound, milk, busy, fish, big, sit. A sound, head, leg, men, bed, pen. A sound, man, happy, gas, bad, tax. Sometimes students ask me the equivalent sound in Tamil, but we don't have equivalent sounds in Tamil. That's the problem. Okay, for every sound we cannot give an equivalent sound because the sounds sometimes the sounds are very subtle differences between sounds. Okay, that you have to take it. The fifth one, cut sound they say. Okay, but, run, blood, love, come. R sound, half, heart, arm, ha. Certain sound slightly you have to, you have to reduce this one. Okay, the prolonging it. Heart. You don't say heart. Seventh one, no? Heart, God, dog, what, not. Next one, what do you call it? Awesome. Or means it's off o like law. You don't say law, saw, dog. Don't say door, dog. Story, water. So next one, oo sound. Okay. Foot, good, foot, book, bull. Third one, 10th one, oo sound. Okay. Oo sound. Cool, moon, room, food, two. 11th one, sound. Bird, first, burn, pearl, circle. So your speech is refined. You don't have to speak like a foreigner, but at least you have to reproduce the same sounds. That's exactly every language calls for. My brother-in-law starter, just 11 months old. Sometimes we show to have the pictures of animals, domestic animals, and we have been repeating for some time mad in Tamil. So naturally, the girl starts looking at that. Oh, this is how the children learn in the family environment. The language is in the natural environment is being learned. She looks at that. When you make bow sound, immediately she says dog. She's not able to say it's dog. She says bow. So that's how language is being learned. And some of you know very well about what's called the origin of language, how human language is learned. And still scientists are not able to understand how the language is being learned. Still there are many stories about it. There are some researches going on, how humans learn. Because chimpanzees can reproduce nearly more than 16 something sounds, but still they are not able to speak. Why? Good. So next one, sound. Mostly this sound, 12th one. This is called ego, clever, mother, creature. This word, creature. So most of the students I find they're creature, not creator. It's pronounced simply creature only. Okay. Next, I think the fifth one, honor. They say. Don't pronounce H. H is silent. Honor. Simply say honor. This is my honor, to be present here, to talk to you. It's an honor for me, to talk to a group of people, here, something like that, in the Udaniru YouTube channel. Okay. So there are 12 sounds. These sounds called one-letter sound or monosounds. There are other sounds, 13 to 19. So these are called diphthongs. Okay, that means two-letter sounds like a, 13 sound a. You know? Cake, waste, waste. Okay, paste, train, rice, I sound. 14 sound, I sound. Uh, rise, night, sigh, buy, try. அடுத்தது ஆய் sound, boy, toy, joy, choice, spoil. So you have the dictionary. If you are interested, you can just go through and find the phonetic sounds for this words given. அடுத்தது how sound, how, mouth, out, doubt. அடுத்தது o sound. O sound வந்து of course go, own, gold, joke, nose. 18th வந்து ear sound. Tear, dear, dear, clear, near. The deer வந்து நிறைய பேர் most of the students pronounce as deer. So D-E-A-R, deer only. D-W-R also deer. Same pronunciation. அடுத்தது a sound. Hair, bear. இந்த bear கூட beer beerங்கிறாங்க. bear, air, H-E-I-R. அது H silent. air. இது tear. இந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன்ல டியர்னா கண்ணீர்னு பார்த்தோம் 18 சவுண்ட்ல. 19 சவுண்ட்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதே ஸ்பெல்லிங் தான், பட் ப்ரொனவுன்சியேஷன் இஸ் டிஃப்ரெண்ட். திஸ் இஸ் வாட் யூ call it technically, or it is a term called homonyms, homophones, etc. ஸோ என்னுடைய யூகே இந்த யூகே நோட்ஸ் எல்லாமே, என்னுடைய மாடியூல்ஸ் எல்லாமே எந்த டெக்னிக்கல் வேர்ட்ஸ் ஹார்ட் வேர்ட்ஸே கிடையாது. பாசிட்டிவ் சென்டென்ஸ், நெகட்டிவ் சென்டென்ஸ், கொஸ்டின் டைப், அவ்வளவுதான். இன்டராகேட்டிவ் கூட சொல்லலை. பட் நம்ம சிஸ்டம் இன்னும் அந்த ஓல்டு வேர்ட்ஸ் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு தான் இருக்கும். அக்யூசேட்டிவ் கேஸ், ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இன்டராகேட்டிவ், அப்புறம் என்னது நிறைய வேர்ட்ஸ் அப்படி சொல்றோம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் டிக்ளரேட்டிவ் சென்டென்ஸ், பாசிட்டிவ், அசர்ட்டிவ் சென்டென்ஸ், பாசிட்டிவ் சென்டென்ஸ், டிக்ளரேட்டிவ், அசர்ட்டிவ், அந்த மாதிரி இன்னும் யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு தான் இருக்கும் அந்த டேர்ம்ஸ்லாம். அந்த டேர்ம்ஸ் எதுவுமே எனக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணல, யூகேல பண்ணதில்ல. ஐ திங்க் 2007 it cost about 20,000 rupees. Okay, the amount to finish that course, it cost me around 20,000 rupees. Of course, it was sponsored by my friend, to be honest with you, okay, who was in USA, and he sponsored it, and I have the certificate still now. Apart from that, I have one more certificate from CIFAL, and some of you heard about CIFAL, Central Institute of English and Foreign Language. I took a test there. I took up a test in 2000, November 19th. So that also they gave me O grade. So I wanted to just know how good my English is or was. So that is how. So as I said, I am not a student of English literature. So I took up all these tests to know the standard of my English. Okay. Fine. So next one, the consonant sounds. There are 24 sounds. Okay. You don't say B. பார்க்கலாம், B கிடையாது, burn சொல்லுவோம். சவுண்ட்ஸ்லாம் எங்களுக்கு வந்து இந்த கேசட் எல்லாமே பார்த்தோம்னா பே, ட, ஃப, க, இச், ஹெச்னு கூட சொல்லுவாங்க, ஹெச், ஹ, ஹெச்னு கூட சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க, ஹ, ஹ, அந்த சவுண்ட் தான் சொல்லுவாங்க. we don't read like alphabet. so பே சவுண்ட்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா பட், பஸ், பீட், பெஸ்ட், பெல். so why it is important means, okay, you say bus, B-U-S, but there is one more word, pus, P-U-S. You know the meaning, what it means. What it means when you say pus. Some pus is coming out of the wound, for example. Pus means seal ன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. சவுத்துல இருந்து சலம்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. சவுத்துல திருநெல்வேலி மாவட்டத்துல சின்ன வயசுல சலம், புண்ணுல சலம் வருது, சலம் வருதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. பட் இங்க நார்த்ல வந்து சீல்னு சொல்றாங்க. ஷீல் சம்பவம் பஸ். அதே மாதிரி பட்டு, பியூட்டி, பட்டு, அதே பி போட்டீங்கன்னா புட்டுன்னு ஆகி போகுது. தட்ஸ் வை ஐ செட் the words are very illogical. ஸ்பெல்லிங் வந்து ரொம்ப கஷ்டம் அப்படின்றது ஒரு லாஜிக்கல் கோஹரன்ஸே கிடையாது வேர்ட்ஸ்ல. தட்ஸ் வை ஐ சே we have to teach phonetics. Especially in English medium schools, they have to teach phonetics, whoever they are. Because in the beginning itself, they have to change their style of speaking. I used to tell the students, okay, it's not only grammar that matters, but the style of speaking also, it's one that matters. Okay, it's for your style people love you, or people like it. Just like when you speak English. Okay, that's very important. Next sound, dash, dog, doctor, distance, then, divine. Fur, phone, rough, fine, future, feast. So there is some problem also with this F sound. Okay, you write COUGH and you pronounce like calf. But same thing CHOUGH you don't pronounce as dove. You pronounce as dove. That's why I said there's no logic in the words. Okay, yeah, you know better. Some of you, most of you are here. I think students of English literature. Try to know that. Okay, it's a skill that everyone has to learn. Gas sound, game, gas, god, dog, leg. That's the hat, heat, hear, hill, hand. You'll find a test. There are words without H will be there, but you won't pronounce it. I have devised a test. Okay, maybe Mrs. Steffi will be sharing you later, the end of the course, the end of the session. There are small tests also which I have devised, and some of the plus two students have done so well during this pandemic. Okay, I think in last year 2020, some of the students, they came around 5 to 6 students came, and they did very well, and they were really surprised to see that English can be seen from this point of view. That's why I said change your perspective, change your outlook. It's approach that matters as far as learning this language, as far as the language is concerned. Okay. So next one, A sound. You write like J, but A sound. Yes, yet, you, pure. You don't say student. You say student. Guess that sound is there, student. There's a ha, cat, hair, call, calm, cold. Sometimes C is replaced by this. Most of them C is replaced by sound, except cell. You don't say cell. La sound, la. Lust, least, like, lion, lamb. Ma sound, man, mind, must, most, mark. N sound, na sound, night, nice, knife, night, knock. Pa sound, pack, pain, paste, pants, pipe. Ra sound, rate, rat, read. You can also as read also you can read. No, you can read as read also if it is in the past tense. Right. Sa, seat, same, sing, nice, price. Chat, tomb, taste, tight, talk, team. Voice, victory, virus, visit, vice. Next one, va sound. The V க்கும் W க்கும் நிறைய difference இருக்கு. Try to know that. Okay, there's a lot of difference. Went, don't say went, because there is another word called went, V-E-N-T. So he went. He gave vent to his anchor, for example, by breaking the chair. That is different. But he went to Chennai. So sometimes people are attracted because of my language also, one of the reasons. There are many instances where people ask me, are you from Tamil Nadu or are you from Singapore? You don't speak like people from Tamil Nadu. There are sometimes when I go for some national seminar, some people ask me like that. One lady from Bangalore, she's a being Tamilian, she couldn't understand where I was from. She thought I was from Goa, because a junior friend of mine, both were staying in the same room, and at the end only she came to know that I am from Tamil Nadu. Because of the accent in the language also, it may be also one of the reasons. I mean, it was a joke also, that for 5 days of session, the last day we had some gathering, some get together, and she came to know and we laughed, together. Okay, fine. So next is za sound. Va sound la when, wait, we, wife. Za sound la busy, easy. The easy னு சொல்லக்கூடாது, easy. The Z sound வரும் பாருங்க. அது மாதிரி please னு சொல்லக்கூடாது, Z sound வருதாங்க. Please, something like that. Okay. Yours. நீங்க yours னு சொல்லுவோம். Yours. So there might be a criticism. People will say, oh, he speaks like a foreigner. He thinks that he is a British. No, it's not that. You are trying to produce an exact sound. Once, I think I have time. Yeah, I have to finish almost. Yeah. Okay. I have no time. I want to say something about the former Governor General of India, Honorable Rajaji, Raja Gopalachari, about his English, but I have no time. Okay. Okay. Next one. Next one is sha sound. Sha, ish, crash, sheep, ship, shine, tuition. Many people tend to pronounce as crutch. It's not crutch, crash, crash. Next one, ja sound, ja, vision, pleasure, usual, treasure, fission. Next sound, if you 20, 21, if you see, இந்த ரெண்டு சவுண்டுக்கு டிஃபரன்ஸ் இந்த ரெண்டுக்குமே ஒன்னு ஸ்ட்ராங்கா வச்சிருக்கணும், இன்னொன்னு சாஃப்டா வச்சிருக்கணும். இந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சவுண்டு 20th சவுண்ட் வந்து 0 போட்டு ஒரு டேஷ் மாதிரி போட்டுக்கிறோம். அதுல வந்து ஏர் வந்து மஸ்ட் கம் அவுட். பிரத்ஸ், பிரத்ஸ், சின், ஸ்ரீ, ட்ரூத், டெத் அப்படிதான் வச்சிருக்கணும். இதை அழுத்தி சொல்லணும் 20th சவுண்ட். அது இது மாதிரி போட்டு பாருங்க. பிரீத், இங்க பாருங்க, ஈய எடுத்துட்டா பிரெத், ஈய போட்டா பிரீத், பிரீத், this, though, truth, that. So you kindly check with the dictionary, standard dictionary. That's very important if you are interested to improve your language. 22, nya sound, nya, drink, sing, young, bring, be. Next sound, t-ish, itch sound. We say kissing sound. Itch, itch, chat, question. இது நாங்கெல்லாம் சின்ன வயசுல கிராமத்துல படிக்கும்போது கொஸ்டின் டின் டின்னு சொல்லுவோம். So it's pronounced as question. Church, don't say taxi. Church, bench, choose, creature. Next one, 24th, jazz sound. Jazz, jazz, bridge, juice, journey. So it's very difficult to complete, this session within 40 minutes. And that was the time frame, as I said, the time has been stipulated, and within the time frame it has to work. And now it is 5:43, in my, as per my time, this 5:43, and I have said something about phonetics, the importance of phonetics, okay, and I have shared also my voice record, my audio record, everything. I shared one experience, like I decided to live a tension-free life. These are just to show that how the reading can help you to improve your skill, that speaking skill. Thank you so much for sharing. And we have some questions, okay? If you have some questions, you are most welcome to ask the questions. Just be audible, okay? That's all, okay? Thank you, Steffi. Now I have finished. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
The participants are asked to post their questions in the comment box.
If any, you are most
welcome. Kirti can proceed with your questions.
Yeah. Let me have some water. I'll be back soon. Just say 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me have some water.
Yes, sure, sir. I repeat, the participants are asked to post their questions in the comment box.
Okay, I'm back. So feel free to speak whether the session was useful, because we have taken time to organize this, it's not the event that matters, but the organization and the work towards it, has to be seen also, Yeah.
Sir, on behalf
so
of
I know,
students,
yeah, sure, welcome.
On behalf of the students, there are a few questions, sir. Students have asked if grammar is more important to start when they are speaking in English.
You mean to say, is grammar more important to speak, to start to,
Yes,
to start speaking?
Yes,
you mean to say that?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Grammar, because it's grammar that gives structure to a language. Tamil is, in other ways, you won't be that confident enough to speak English. And people respect you because the standard of English, the kind of English that you speak. Even a person doesn't understand English when you speak, he may not know English much, but when you really speak, people really appreciate, oh, that fellow speaks so fast, so fluently. So grammar is a must. Otherwise, you'll be speaking butler English. You know butler English? Yeah, you are right. Your question is wonderful. Okay. Some people have asked, it's not English. It will be a kind of Tanglish, they say. Okay. You know, butler English means there was one cook working during the British rule. They called it Durai. Durai means a British man. He wanted the fish was being sold on the street, and the cook went and came and asked that man, English man, fish in the yes, by all means, that man said this. By all means, our fellow what did? He calculated by means வாங்கு, all means எல்லாத்தையும், மீனுக்கு பல மீன்ஸ் சொல்லிட்டார் போலுங்க, மீன்கள் சொல்றது பல. He bought almost 25 kgs of fish for the whole basket of fish he bought. That's a story about butler English. Okay. Do I make sense? Is it okay? Your question is the answer. Yes.
So students have question that whether written practice will it be helpful in speaking in English?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course, both written and writing, reading and writing is good. But as far as English is concerned, okay, it's a good question. English is the writing in English is different from speaking. That is that also you must observe, because what do you call? Yeah, I have an answer. It's a good question. The writing is totally different from speaking. How? For example, in writing you have enough time to think, but while speaking, your response should be quicker, and you don't, if you don't respond quickly, okay, or if your response is slow, the listener may not like to continue the conversation. That's another problem. Another problem is, I have done, for example, while you write, you say I have done. But while speaking, we simply say I have done. I apostrophe comma VE. So that is spoken English. And they have especially emphasized in my UK notes. In the notes of the art of spoken English, writing is different from speaking. But it can still help. From Tamil சொன்னீங்கன்னா, நீங்கள் நேற்று நன்றாக தூங்கினீர்களா அப்படின்னு கேட்டா என்ன ஆகும்? That is writing actually. நல்லா தூங்குனீங்களா? அப்பா. So if you try to speak a written language, it sounds a bit jarring or boring. It may sound. But நம்ம தமிழ்நாட்டுக்குள்ள நம்ம பேசிக்கலாம். பட் நம்ம அவுட் சைட் தமிழ்நாடு ஒரு நேட்டிவ் ஸ்பீக்கர்ஸ்ல பேசணும்னா they will just look at like that. They will say, they'll stare at you sometimes. Okay. The problem is, they are able not sometimes during this conference or video conferencing and all, they are not able to understand our pronunciation, and we are not. On the other hand, we are also not able to understand their way of speaking. It's because of politics. I think that's one reason. That's another thing. For example, I do not know. In spoken English, you say I don't know. In written English, say I do not know. Whereas in spoken English, it's better to say I don't know. See that thing. So spoken is different, but still writing and for both can help. Fine. It's a mental activity. Both involves mental activity. Yeah.
Sir, for beginners, do we have any sentences or words which we can first memorize and then reproduce so that we can improve over the period of time when we learn English?
I'm not that clear. Please repeat it in other words. Or what do you want to say exactly, please?
Yes, sir. Do we have some basic sentences with which we can memorize them first, and then later we can acquire a language?
Yeah, that's what exactly they started teaching rhymes, in the KG classes. And maybe you're right in a sense. Ask them to learn a story and repeat it, for example. That's one way of acquiring a skill in the knowledge, in the acquisition of knowledge, in English. For example, say sorry, for example, crow and the fox. Then ask them to repeat it, but not as it is written, but in a spoken form. ஏன்னா நம்ம பிரிண்டட் இதெல்லாம் நம்முடைய பிரிண்டட் இது எல்லாமே ரிட்டன் ஃபார்ம்ல தான் இருக்கு. கொஞ்சம் ஸ்போக்கன் ஃபார்ம் வரணும். ஏன்னா ஸ்போக்கன் மீன்ஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ஸ்பான்டேனிட்டி. ரொம்ப ஃபார்மலா இருக்கு ரிட்டன் லாங்குவேஜ். ஸ்போக்கன் லாங்குவேஜ் கொஞ்சம் இன்ஃபார்மலா இருக்கணும். ஏன்னா நான் மோஸ்ட்லி ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸஸ்ல வந்து I used to give them a lot of stories, okay? Because through stories they learn, எல்லாமே இருக்கு, ஆனா அதை வந்து முறையா ஃபாலோ பண்ணலாம். நம்ம அதுதான் காரணம். எது இல்ல நம்ம சொல்ல முடியாது. நிறைய கான்வர்சேஷன் சொல்லுவாங்களே ஒழிய நம்ம வந்து ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணணும். அந்த மைன்யூட் நியூஆன்சஸ் சொன்னதுல. ஸோ அது மேபி பார்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்பீச்ல இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க. இட் இஸ் பெட்டர், இட் இஸ் பெட்டர். பார்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்பீச் பேசிக் இதுல இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா இன்னும் நல்லா இருக்கும். நிறைய வேர்ட்ஸ் கற்றுக்க சொல்லுங்க. Maybe through teaching stories you can teach also parts of speech. யாரோ என்னமோ கேட்டிருந்தீங்க. I didn't see that பாக்ஸ்ல, chat பாக்ஸ்ல. How to pronounce the word excretion? அது டிக்ஷனரியில நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா பார்க்கலாம். பார்த்து சொல்லவா? excretion பார்த்து சொல்லவாமா?
Yes sir.
chat பாக்ஸ்ல போட்டுருக்கு. excretion வந்து நான் டிக்ஷனரி தான் பார்க்கணும். பிகாஸ் certain words எனக்கே புதுசா இருக்கு. Since you asked me, let me take the dictionary. Good, it's good. That's it. நான் ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸ்ல எப்பவுமே கையில டிக்ஷனரி இருக்கான்னு தான் கேட்பேன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங் வந்து டிக்ஷனரி வாங்கிட்டீங்களான்னு தான் கேட்பேன். ஒரு லேடி அவங்க வந்து அவங்க வந்து வாட்டர் போர்டில் வந்து எம்டியா இருக்கிறாங்க. நல்ல அவங்க அரௌண்ட் 40. நெய்வேலி. அவங்க ஜியாலஜிஸ்ட் ஆக்சுவலி. She came for a course for about 6 months. So she wanted to go on a promotion. Okay. Then I told her about the dictionary. The next day she came with a big dictionary. I was really happy. எதுக்கு சொல்ல வரேன்னா, without dictionary we can't learn. Yeah, it's pronounced as excretion. Excretion. Excrete means to get rid of solid waste material from the body. That is excrete. Okay, this is excretion. You don't say excrete, excretion, but you must pronounce as excretion. So thank you for asking that word, because you made me refer to the dictionary. Go back to the dictionary. Okay, it's called excretion. Okay. Sometimes even I'm not sure about the pronunciation. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Sir, when we were talking, usually when we speak, we actually pronounce the word dictionary. And when I heard you speaking, you said dictionary. So, is it dictionary?
Yeah, dictionary is the right pronunciation. If you see that dictionary is not the right word, dictionary is the correct pronunciation. That's why I purposely and consciously use the word dictionary. Yeah, you're right. You can check and you can share in the group. Ask somebody in the group to find out the word dictionary and ask them to tint it with the yellow or the color, any color they have, and they share in the group.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. There was one boy who went and told the 10th, he has completed this year engineering. When he was studying 10th standard, he came to me for English because father was a lecturer in some engineering college. I know him very well. I know him very well, his father. And this fellow went and told a dictionary. all the boys were, looking at him, staring at him, and they complained to the English teacher. And that English teacher happened to say that that's the right way of pronouncing. That's what he said. That's how she should pronounce. Because we have to reproduce the exact sound in any language. That matters. That's what I'm here for. I'm not just imitating the other man's tongue. They say when you are in Rome, be a Roman. When you are India, be Indian. Something like that. So naturally, the language should be spoken as it is. Okay. You can't say, how are you? No, you can't ask like that. Hi, how are you? ஏன்னா ஆறுன்ற உச்சரிப்பே இல்லை அங்க ரா உச்சரிப்பே வராது how are you அப்படின்றதுல ஆறு உச்சரிப்பே வரல but look stylish but that is how it must be spoken. and நீங்க குழந்தைங்கிட்ட ஸ்கூல்ல சொல்றாங்க எஸ்பெஷலி நிறைய ஸ்கூல்ஸ்ல இங்கிலீஷ்ல பேசுங்க you have to speak in English பேச சொல்றாங்க but nobody speaks English. In fact, my daughter was studying English medium school up to 6th standard, but I found that putting in English medium school is a waste of money. Then I took her to the government school and she did very well in 10th standard. He got the school first and he got an award from a collector. Though I was in the English medium for about 30 years, up to primary, okay, in primary as a principal. And some of my relatives blamed me for taking her to the in the government school. So I was happy she did very well. And the teachers also were very happy. And they said we are not worried about her education, but we are about her leadership. She's able to ask questions. We always appreciate her. And still some of the teachers are in touch with my students and my daughter and me also. I'm sorry, I'm too verbose. Yeah. So.
Thank you, sir. It was really an enlightening session. We are sure that the participants may pay more attention in the pronunciation to master the language.
Yeah.
I thank all the participants who made this event a successful one. I also thank the Udaniru team for your full support. And as sir said, there is a test module named BEAT is available. Those who needed to check your language proficiency are asked to contact the webinar coordinator. The link for the e-certificate is in the comment box. The participants are asked to fill the feedback form and get the certificate. Thank you. Let's end the session. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.